Hi, Ask Solar Mike here. One of the frequent questions I get from customers is does waiting for solar to get cheaper make sense in Utah? And to be able to help you answer that question, I put together this little bit of analysis. So to start off, you can come over to AskSolarMike.com to my website, and what you'll see is, does waiting for solar to get cheaper make sense in Utah? To be able to answer that question, we need to understand is that solar is heavily subsidized by the state of Utah and the federal government today. What they're trying to do is encourage us to use renewable energy to clean up our environment, the smog, the pollution in the environment. And to do so, they provided these very generous tax incentives. As you can see, the incentives in the state of Utah have been scheduled to be phased out. The federal government has also scheduled to phase out their generous tax incentives. And so when we factor in solar, what we have to understand is at some point in the future, these generous tax incentives that we could benefit from today will be phased out. Okay, step two is let's say our average utility bill is $130 a month. So year one, $130 a month means we're going to spend about $1,500 for power in the first year. So our cost of power over the next 25 years is about $39,000. The problem is the cost of power in Utah continues to go up and up and up. So if we come over to the U.S. Energy Information Administration's website, we can take and find this Table 8. Table 8 is for Utah, and they provided the cost of power from 1990 through 2014. For this analysis, we're going to look at the cost of power from the year 2000 through the year 2014. In Utah, in the year 2000, the cost of power was about 6 cents per kilowatt hour. And you can see that we've continued to trickle up. Into 2007, the cost of power jumped up 7% in that year alone. You can see we continued to trickle up. 2012, notable year. Cost of power in Utah went up 11% that year alone. So by the time we hit year 2014, the cost of power in Utah has almost doubled. Now we can come to this website. Right here, you can see that they published that the cost of power is 11.11 cents per kilowatt hour as of the summer of 2016. So I take this last data point, I take and I publish it right here for 2016, and then analyze the trend. That trend shows that the cost of power has gone up in Utah by 4% a year. So my bill of $130 this year will be $333 by the year 20 or 25 years from now. I'll end up spending $65,000 on power. Okay, what does all this mean? The average solar system in Utah costs $22,000. I'm going to say that I'm going to delay my purchase 5 years, and I hope to buy my solar system for $19,500, which is an 11% discount. My solar system, had I bought it today, would be $22,000. The state of Utah and the federal government would step in with very generous tax credits of $8,600. By year 5, I come over and look this up on the table. By choosing solar, this $8,449, I could have leased that from the utility company, but I chose 5 years ago to go solar. These solar savings come up here. I'm now into my solar system $4,900. 5 years from now, I chose to buy my solar system in this scenario. There's no tax incentives. I get no help. There was no savings because I chose to lease my power from the utility company. So I'm into this $19,500 with no help. $19,500 versus $4,900 means I've lost $14,500. I can come in here and say, okay, fine, I'm just going to delay my purchase 4 years. That means that I lost $8,000 by delaying my purchase. 3 years I lost $5,000. In 2 years I lost $2,200. And 1 year I still lost money. What this is saying is in 5 years I've got to be able to buy my solar system for $4,951, which means that they almost have to give me the solar system for free before I actually break even, let alone get ahead. If you come to this article and you were to continue reading, you'll see countries such as Germany, Australia, Spain, China have been installing solar for years. It's only newer in the United States. The cost of solar in the United States has now dropped to almost the exact same price levels as these other countries have. That it's been very difficult for these countries to get cost of solar lower than that because there's raw materials that go into it, and then the solar is already manufactured in massive solar factories. And so to be able to answer your question, I provided this, and I'll put this out on my website where you can go in and put your own data into these yellow sections and analyze it. And what I think you'll discover is that by delaying your purchase of solar, You won't go forward, but you'll actually probably end up losing money by making the delay. You can go to AskSolarMike.com to get answers to other common questions that customers have provided to me. One question is did you know in 2016 Utah was #2 in the nation for solar installations? Do you know why? This article dives down into the why Utah was #2. Another one I get is customers are concerned about debt. Did you know that solar actually is designed to reduce debt? Take and read this article. If you have any other questions or whatnot, take and submit it to me at my email at mike@asksolarmike.com. Be happy to answer to you. Wish you the best. Solar out.